in a small town called Black Hollow. The only public payphone in the center of the city was a source of terror for its residents. No one knew where this phone came from or why it remained despite the age of technology. And never answer it when it rings after midnight or you hear your own voice on the other end before you die. A few weeks prior to hearing this, the new doctor had just come to town. His name was Jacob. Jacob thought the locals were just superstitious and ignorant. So when he heard the phone ringing one night while he was walking home from a late dinner, he thought it would be funny to make a prank call. The night was dark and rainy, and the streetlights did little to push back the suffocating shadows that clung to the buildings. It was old, red and black, and it seemed to be glowing faintly, like an ominous beacon in the gloom. Its presence felt wrong, like a discordant note in a symphony of darkness. As he stood there, the phone rang again, each peal echoing in the stillness of the night. He looked around to see if anyone was playing a trick on him, but the street was empty. Then he heard it again, the sound of the phone seeming to reverberate inside his own head. Curiosity, or perhaps a morbid sense of intrigue, got the better of him. He decided to pick up the receiver. "Hello," he said, his voice echoing strangely in his own ears. There was a pause, a pregnant silence that stretched, broken only by the drumming of the rain. Then a voice, raspy and low, whispered into the receiver, "Jacob." Jacob's blood ran cold. It was his own voice, but distorted like a grotesque caricature of himself. "Who's there?" he managed to stammer out. The voice chuckled, a dry, humorless sound that sent shivers down Jacob's spine. "Don't you recognize your own voice, Jacob? Or have you forgotten so soon? What awaits you?" Jacob's heart pounded against his ribs, his grip on the receiver tightening. "What do you want?" he whispered, fear lending urgency to his voice. "You will die in 3 minutes," the voice hissed, each word a venomous whisper. With that final, terrifying pronouncement, the line went dead. Jacob stumbled back, his mind reeling. Was this some elaborate prank gone awry? Had he been set up? Or was there something more sinister at play here? The rational part of his brain screamed at him to dismiss it as a prank, a cruel joke played by someone with too much time on their hands. But a primal, instinctive fear told him otherwise. He ran to his car, his legs pumping, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He fumbled with his keys, his hands shaking so violently that he almost dropped them. Finally, he managed to get inside the car and started the engine. As he slammed his foot on the accelerator, he could have sworn he heard a voice, a mocking echo of his own panic, saying, "It's too late, Jacob." Now, with a screech of tires and a burst of speed, Jacob tore down the street. The image of the glowing red phone booth imprinted on his mind. He dared not look back. But he could have sworn he heard the sound of footsteps behind him, heavy, dragging, relentless. The next morning, Jacob's body was found hanging from a tree in the middle of town. In his hand was the receiver of the payphone, and the last vestiges of terror were still etched on his face. And if you listen closely to the audio recording of this story, you can still hear the faint sound of footsteps approaching. Do Do you dare? Do you? Or maybe you've already heard your own voice on the other end. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you liked this story, be sure to hit the like button and share it with your friends. Your support means everything to us. And don't forget to subscribe for more Chilling Tales. We'll see you next time.